All right, Leo. Leo. We're going to get into a collective reading for any and all Leo placements. So, if you are aware of your birth chart, or if not at all, just remember to always take what resonates, leave what doesn't. We are going to get right into it because there's been a lot of tech issues going on, and I am sick of it and need a break. Can't tell if I heard. I think one of the cats wants to be let out. Clear, honest message for Leo. What do we need to hear? Need to know for our highest good. Give me 1 second here. While I'm recording these on the side for YouTube, anyone that's watching on YouTube, I had to put a disclaimer, my normal disclaimer in my chat for anyone new tuning in. Which, welcome in. I hope you're having a good day or night wherever you are in the world. Been a wild week. I feel like some of you are kind of feeling it. Hello. Ooh, very Leo energy at the future card here. King of Wands. We have the Knight card, 8 of Swords, and King of Wands. And the Prince/Knight of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. The Knight card is actually special to this deck specifically. This is the Cosmic Slumber Tarot, and they have 2 extra major arcana that they came up with on their own. One's called the Morning and one's called the Night. And you have gotten the Night. Sometimes I feel like a big part about the Knight card is it represents how the nighttime is very useful. Either we can stay up and get some extra work done, or we need some actual rest. Like, there is staying up too much and too late for something that's not that worth it. Because you can stay up late for things. You can pursue whatever late night things you want to do, whether it's just fun things or you just like working at night because you're a night owl, or you are a person who takes the night shift. There's always this idea of needing rest wherever you are in this kind of scenario, whether you are sleeping enough and just not sleeping at night, or you are genuinely not sleeping enough at night and needing that rest. Because rest is an important part in all of this, because the Knight card symbolizes that there is usually work needing to be done, and rest and balance are kind of go hand in hand on how you truly want to execute something. The 8 of Swords with the King of Wands, very intriguing to how you are handling your mental health. I think being blind almost helps you explore your own sense of strength. Like, blind to... Okay, how do I explain this other than... Let's say, not like blind to things, like... Let's say you make a mistake because something was a little, like, oblivious to you, or you were a little oblivious to something, and it was just a simple mistake, and you didn't mean to make it, but you want to do better next time. And I feel like that energy of, oh, I made a mistake, I want to do something better than this, only cues when there's a mistake that is made. And I think this is being recognized, because this is the hurt of the 8 of Swords that you want to break free from, is how can I understand how to not make these kind of not really important mistakes, but it's kind of important because it's kind of a convenient thing And it's something that most people may not worry about, but it's like if you want to live this healthy sort of lifestyle, it's almost like you got to be more conscious of. I want to come up with like a metaphor of an example, but I feel like it wouldn't really explain how different all of your situations are, all the different Leos that could be watching this. I feel like there is all of this energy that's brewing is this room for improvement. And I think the most conscious thing to be aware of right now is how you are treating yourself towards not only the mistakes, but, oh, we could have done this better. It's not bad, it's not a mistake, it's not wrong, but it could have been done better, or could have been cared about a little bit better, or a little more. And it's like giving yourself that. I want to say it's like giving yourself that little extra bit of loving you need, but feeling like you can't because, this is just how I always lived life. I was always not loving myself properly, and that's just who I am, and trying to accept that's just who you are when you don't even believe that in yourself. This is where it becomes really tricky, because this is where you break free from it without even realizing it, some of you. Breaking free from this energy of, oh, well, I'm only like that because that's just who I am. I'm this label, that label. And it could be simple things of, like discussing earlier, calling yourself a night owl and just being more like that label of the night owl. Some labels may not all be like bad. It's just when you define yourself to a specific thing, it is putting yourself in a theoretical box, like a metaphorical box. And I don't think you want to do that or like doing that. And this is where, when you see yourself doing it without even realizing it, like putting yourself into a box without even realizing it, I think this is where a perspective really, like, cues and, like, shifts for you. Because this King of Wands is, like, different. There is something, like, there's an energy of perseverance past this Eight of Swords, because I think for a long time, the nighttime made you not necessarily be more productive in your environment, like getting the necessary adulting things done at night, because you're more awake or whatever works for you. But I feel like whatever you were doing at night, in like the late hours of the night, there was always thoughts of the future. Like thoughts of everything from the past leading to now and where you could go and are going. And this is where this sense of freedom, I think, started to brew, because you yourself, Leo, you want to be wholeheartedly yourself, but it's to, I almost want to say, feel free. It's why the sun being the symbol for Leo is very fitting, because the sun's just there in its vibrant energy, and you just want to shine like that to yourself, not to the world or to anyone like specific, but mainly to yourself. And if you aren't wanting to do that, I think that's the big advice, is to actually seek that within yourself, because seeking it within yourself, you find then it will take you out, and you will take yourself out to seek it in life and experience more, just more. And taking it in as, it doesn't matter if our experiences are all good or all bad, they're always going to be a mixed bag of experiences that we look at, and yep, that's our life, that's it. But we still have a lot of growing to do. Page of Pentacles, I feel like, is a symbol of whether you're young or not, you still have a lot of growing to do. Growing, maturing, aging. I feel like no one at any age is like the smartest they've ever been. There's always a time that I think, hold on. Okay. Sorry, I thought the cards were all mixed up again. I don't think there's one sole person who knows every single thing about everything. So it's always just nice to know that, okay, if nobody knows everything, then that means there's still a lot more new things to explore. And you won't understand what those new things are until you explore this, I think, newness in your heart. Whatever this new idea of freedom in the future is brewing up to be. What is this Knight card representing here? Let's get some clarification on the Knight. 9 of Swords. Very much of a nighttime card. The 9 of Swords in most tarot decks usually depict someone, like, waking up from a bad dream. So, remember that. Pretty sure I have that somewhere. The Emperor. Interesting. Clarifying the Knight card. 9 of Swords, the Emperor, 2 of Pentacles. I feel like you see and understand the path, it's just overcoming it is the big thing. I think this is the part that's been kind of confusing, because as the Emperor, you're someone who wants to lay down the foundation of something here, and I think it's like, okay, I want to lay down the foundation of healing, and healing these things, and overcoming these things. What in the hell does that foundation even look like? How the hell do I even start going in that direction? What am I even doing? Like, doing this thing. Like, there's so many questions, I feel like, of how to even go about this. How to even start it and start building a foundational, like, plan on it. Or foundational balance. Because I think you want to feel comfortable going there. And what I mean by going there, I mean going there in your mind and in your emotions. There's a lot of times where we feel like, you know what, I had dealt with the situation, I overcame it, and now it's time to dive even deeper and really go there and get into the nitty-gritty of these, like, memories and situations, these 9 swords, these things that are a lot of what feel like nightmares that wake us up in the middle of the night, keep us from sleeping. Because a lot of the times, some people just like being up at night, and others don't have a choice. And I know a Leo right now that struggles with insomnia. Or insomnia-like things. Because I don't think they have insomnia in general. But borderline. I am also not a doctor. Disclaimer, I don't think I need to provide any disclaimer of tarot does not count as a medical diagnosis. Cheers, by the way. There's plenty of ways to utilize the nighttime, even if you're someone who doesn't get a choice in that kind of sleep. I think being able to pursue a plan that can make you at least, like, it's like if you struggle to fall asleep, creating those things that help you at least feel relaxed enough to maybe fall asleep is the plan that is needing to be put in place, or even being put in place by some of you. Some of you are needing to do that, and some of you are kind of already doing that, and like, okay, but what else? Little Miss Tarot reader. Clarifying the 8 of Swords, we have the Knight of Wands out here, the 3 of Wands. Still got that fire in you, Leo. Clarifying the Eight of Swords, the Knight of Wands, Three of Wands, and Seven of Cups reversed. You dream and wish for these ideas and these plans to come to fruition in action. But this is literally like you having to build a metaphorical dock for ships of manifestation to come into you, ships of healing, which could be what you're manifesting, to come in for you. But you don't know how the hell to build a dock. But you've seen one, so it couldn't be that hard. And I think maybe just even attempting to build this metaphorical dock, attempting to start some foundational planning towards, hey, I can't sleep at night, or hey, this thing makes me feel imbalanced. Maybe it's not just I can't sleep at night. Maybe there is an imbalance here that is like, hey, we have to have foundational balance. There is a call for a lot of you for that, and then there is just a lot of you are doing that already. Like you're taking notes on yourself, creating this foundational balance to be able to keep your shit together in order to live the life you want to live. Because there's a lot of shit in our lives, and I ain't gonna lie, that make us just, I'm tired, I don't want to do this, that, whatever. I'm gonna just drop the ball on this because I had a bad day, kind of a thing. And it's like knowing that if you drop the ball on XYZ thing, it would be more difficult to take care of later down the road. I think this is a big call to, like, all of you are feeling this pull, this drive to build balance where there is imbalance, because it's going to provide you a stable future. And that stable future is the freedom I think you've been seeking for this entire lifetime that you've been alive. For however long. I'm only 25 years old. That's young. I'm still kind of a baby. I'm not even 30 yet. Okay? Still coping with the fact that I'm not a teenager anymore, but we're kind of getting over that a little bit. Because I still got a whole, like, freaking 60 years ahead of me, most likely. I hope it's a little more than that. I would love to live to 100 and then just on my 100th birthday, just, I'm out. Or live to 99, because then I was born on in the year 1999. So I would love to live to 99 and then just dip like a day before my birthday. That'd be hilarious. Be like, alright, goodbye, cruel world. I'm out of here. I think this is the big reminder of you get to make your own decision in all of this. There's no sure way and, like, exact way to keep things in balance when it comes to your life. Like, I even can't sit here and tell you what's going to keep your life, like, perfectly in tune and in balance, because it's also something that has to work for you. I don't know what works for you. I don't know what keeps you happy and healthy at the same time. And what keeps you motivated to keep yourself happy and healthy at the same time. Like, there are aspects to this I can't explain to you, and I need you to explore within yourself, because that's the answer. If you're going to constantly try and look for answers in anything that is outside of your soul, you're going to probably hear the same thing on repeat, because there is a card here that talks about indecision, but it talks about indecision in a way of you are the one to choose one of these options, and you're not throwing them all away just by choosing one. You're able to cipher through, or not cipher through, what's the word? Siphon through? I don't think that was the right word. File through the choices and see which is best for you in this, like, particular moment. What is going to provide this balance that you need in this moment? And I think this is where the options of choices have been really kind of confusing, and just, how do I go about this if I need the drive to do this and I have the drive to do it? How do I actually do it? start somewhere. Start with an idea. If you have an idea, just try it. There's such an energy of we always kind of forget that when we don't know how to do something, sitting in that, I don't know how to do this, I don't know how to really go about this, so I'm just not gonna, like, do it, holds us back so much from, like, just ourselves and experiencing ourselves and our own, just, like, enjoyment of freedom. Because I feel like freedom can be something that you create within yourself. Very cryptic. Very, very cryptic, spiritual, esoteric talk we got here. And I think the biggest, like, answer is always going to be within you. Anytime you're trying to seek an answer outside of you, Leo, you need to ask yourself first. And do not discredit, do not disrespect, or be mean or negative to any answer that you may receive. You are seeking answers, just accept them for the answers that they are. Even if you find them a little bit silly, okay, that's the answer. You have any more answers, me? You have any more answers, self? Yes, no, maybe so. You take it for what it is, and that's where I think a big kind of shift happens in this perspective, because this King of Swords energy with this King of Wands is what I was wanting to say, starts to shift into that King of Swords. King of Swords is a very direct energy. It's why I said King of Swords, because King of Wands in this card is very direct. And not like, oh, you are cold and blunt. No, you are direct, and I am directing my energy in this direction. I'm going in this direction. There is a moment, I think, even for Leos, that, like, once you find that, like, answer, there is a moment that you're, like, you literally have, like, an epiphany and just go. Like, there's just, all right, we're going. I think it's kind of admirable sometimes for Leos, because you guys really, when you understand it, all right, that's where we're going. That's the direction. Because it doesn't help, or what's the words? Pay any mind to? No. That's a phrase I wanted to try and use, but I don't think that's the phrase I want to use. I think there's an energy of, like, I don't want to waste any time, and it doesn't take any time to just sit there and go. Just to say yes and just go with this one idea and see where it takes, see where it leads. I think the biggest thing for Leos right now is something very, what we could say is intuitive. Did these mean to come out, or did I accidentally shuffle those back in? Okay, I'm just double checking I didn't miss any other card. I don't think these exactly wanted to come out. Doesn't feel what I would say specific enough. Leos, my Leos. Ten of Swords reversed. True acceptance and enlightenment in that enlightenment in that acceptance. It's big words for me in my brain. At least this is the third reading of the day, so it's a lot of talking that has happened. Ten of Swords reversed. Six of Wands upright. The true recognition in the self is going to provide the true recognition in your soul's I want to say individuality. Oh my god. Okay. So, clarifying King of Wands, 10 of Swords reversed, 6 of Wands, and 9 of Pentacles reversed, and 2 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. Seeing all of these old ways and patterns and beliefs and behaviors that just don't work anymore, and recognizing what actually works now. What can you do to actually recognize what works? What works for your 9 Pentacles, your individuality. It's like your independence there. What is going to work for that sense of self? What is going to work for the future you, Leo? And whatever is going to work, move in that direction and take that idea one step at a time. 2 of Wands with this Prince of Pentacles here is really giving me this, you don't know what exactly, or like, you're not an expert on this area of your life you're getting into, but that's okay. There's nothing wrong with not being an expert. It's about persevering through the mistakes that you know you're going to make when you're new to something. When we're new to things, we're going to mess up and make mistakes, and that's okay. I think maybe for some of you, you've been really scared to make a mistake, but those are the perfect time, or those are the perfect moments for us to even not only learn something, like, oh, we learned a lesson, like a simple statement of, I learned a lesson today. Like, no, it's more than just learning a lesson. It's learning how you function as a human being during very human moments. And I'm going to repeat that. Understanding who you are as a human being in those very human moments, because we all have them. Every Leo out there has, like, some form, not even every Leo, because it's like, these readings aren't just for, like, the sun sign Leos. This is a collective reading for people who are a bit more educated in astrology. So if you understand, like, those certain aspects of your birth chart in astrology, I want you to, this end of the reading is going to get very specific for these very, like, specific people who aren't exactly Leos, but I also am, like, getting this, like, no one's alone here. There is a big, oh, I have this specific thing going on here, and I got this specific thing going on here, but we're all going through, I think, very similar levels of hurt, tragedy, despair, pain, and acceptance in all of that. Whether we are accepting, it doesn't matter if you're accepting defeat or failure. You're accepting that things happen the way they happened. I don't know exactly what that can pertain to, because it could pertain to one particular big situation, or it can pertain to a lot of different memories of our past, anything from our childhood to this moment in time. You provide a lot of knowledge for yourself when you truly actually open up to the path of acceptance, because acceptance is where the truth lies, and you want the motherfucking truth. You want the location of where this truth lies, because you know the truth does not lie. I feel like I just want to say that in a silly way. The aspect of doing things, I want to say is a big recognition, like, piece of homework. Recognizing a lot of different, like, we're all raised in different ways, each and every one of us. You can know someone up, down, left, and right, but you don't really know exactly, like, how they are, who they are, what makes them who they are, and what makes somebody who they are definitely has a lot to do with how one was raised. All of the time, collectively coming up to this moment in time, is what makes a person. So it's not like, oh, yeah, that's the reason why all this bad stuff is happening to me, or this is why I'm such a bad person, or this is why I'm only a good person. Whatever it is, it's just accepting that time and understanding that time makes up a person. Like, no one is an exact person right out the womb, and no one's like Benjamin Button, like, hey, I have a fucking full-time 9-to-5 job out the womb, and I'm this person, and this is what I do with my life. Like, no. God, that'd be terrifying. There's that energy of understanding, exploring, and taking time to explore these ideas that you do have. Because I think a big, like, when I was saying, because you choose one idea does not mean you're throwing out every other idea that you were considering. That just means you're trying out one and saving the rest for later. And I really think people, like, a lot of Leos here who are watching this need to be reminded of it's okay to think that, oh my God, they're going to be thrown away. And it's that moment of checking in with yourself of, why do you feel that way? Because they're not going away, but that's where the recognition comes in. Why are you feeling like they're being thrown away when you aren't the one throwing them away? You have control on whether these opportunities or these choices are thrown away or not. So what's making you feel like that they're being thrown away just because you decided to try out one idea? I think that's the true healing and the true key to a lot of the questions. A lot of the answers to your questions lie in the, why do you feel like something that you are in control of is leaving you and going to run away from you as soon as you decide to try out doing something good for yourself, or try out this thing that you actually, I think, wanted to pursue. But you didn't want to pursue it right away because you wanted to pursue it with some strength and confidence and some courage. I think you know deep down how you function, Leo, whether you're a Leo or not. I think who I'm speaking to is somebody who knows I am going to do my best quality of work when I truly am confident in my work, and I think that's very admirable to have, and there's nothing wrong with wanting to be sure that you're confident about doing something before doing it. It's literally like if you are an actor in a play, like on a theater, like some theater person on stage, and you don't practice your lines before going on stage, you may forget a line or two. And if that happens, don't be surprised for forgetting a line or two. Just be like, you know what, we should have just ran over our lines before. And that whole aspect of not beating yourself up for these mistakes is very important. That is also a key, like, bit of advice here. Do not beat yourself up for this, because the confidence and the courage is something that is very strongly needed in this motivation that I think you're brewing here for something big in your heart. It doesn't have to be a big thing that you're creating, but it's a big passionate thing in your heart. And maybe it's actually some of you smoothing the callus on your heart, if you know what I mean by that. So allow life to kind of go day by day, for now at the very least. I think there's a lot of long-term focus for some of you that just kind of needs to be, like, wrangled back in a little bit, and it's like, all right, what's happening today, or what's happening right now at this moment in the nighttime? What's happening? What do you need to do? What needs to be done now? What needs to be done in the moment if things come up in the moment? And with that, I think you'll find this time for yourself to really answer your own questions here. Taking things day by day is going to allow you to find time for yourself. So give yourself that time. Your healing and your journey is very admirable. And I wish you the best of luck because you are strong enough, Leo. You are strong enough. Trust that you are, trust that you can be, and trust that you can give yourself the time to become strong, okay? Because we don't all feel strong 24/7, so allow yourself the time. And thank you for letting me read your cards. Thank you for listening to this reading, because that is all I have for you. And I absolutely love this reading. Thank you for being here. We are not ending on Twitch because we're recording these for YouTube. So if you're watching on YouTube in the future times, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.